Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm your host, FD465.tv, bringing you my point of view as far as layer zeros are concerned. Is this the end? Is this just the beginning? And here, I'm talking of the leading so-called layer zeros, both pivoting in one direction or another. Is this the end of Polkadot and Cosmos Network? Two of the most promising cryptocurrency projects that we value highly on this channel, have had to change direction somewhat, forced or otherwise. What do we make of it all? Could this be the beginning of the next phase, or is the end of the road for these two stalwarts within the crypto space? Let's find out. So what I'm going to share with you guys, these are just my own opinions. They are not factual. This is how I read the situation in front of me. As you know, we do love these two ecosystems, Polkadot and Cosmos Network. They are among some of the best crypto projects and ecosystems that we actually participate in. And if you do follow us week in, week out, you know we do hold some of the assets belonging to these two ecosystems within one or both of the two public portfolios that we share with you guys on a weekly basis. One is the 2K to 100K portfolio challenge, and the other one is the 15K to 600K portfolio challenge. So we put our money where our mouth is. We don't just pout nonsense. I also maintain a larger private portfolio that I do not share with anyone publicly, but maybe in the future when we have a private network, that might be a subject for negotiation. Any takers on that? Comment and let me know down below. Anyway, let's start with Cosmos Network. What is it? Cosmos is a network of sovereign blockchains that exchanges messages via IBC, an interoperability protocol modeled after the Internet's TCP/IP, or secure data transfer. The Cosmos Hub is a proof-of-stake chain with a native token Atom that serves as a hub for IBC packet routing among sovereign blockchains within the Cosmos ecosystem or within Cosmos Network. The Cosmos Hub is secured by Byzantine fault tolerance, which is BFT, proof-of-stake consensus mechanism, and its algorithm Tendermint. Now, that's all well and good, but the main issue for Cosmos has been around its native token, the Atom, which does not have a hard cap. That is to say, it is inflationary, and Atom does not accrue value from the rest of the Cosmos Network ecosystem through transaction fees. I'm not sure if that is incorrect, guys. Let me know in the comment section. I do believe if in Cosmos you can pay transactions with any token and something behind the scenes does convert into the Atom. If that is incorrect, guys, let me know in the comment section. Anyway, for example, all sovereign blockchains on the Cosmos Network use their own coins or tokens for gas and other fees, which is a great thing, especially against, say, Ethereum network, where no transfer of assets or value takes place without holding ETH coin for gas, which is painful and it's not cheap as well. That said, there have been some signs of this fledgling Cosmos Network ecosystem that has been coming through, with particular emphasis on the following projects built on Cosmos. You got Injective, which is a layer 1 blockchain within the Cosmos ecosystem that is aiming to support an ecosystem of interoperable decentralized finance protocols. Next, you got Persistence, which is an IBC-enabled layer 1 chain which facilitates exposure to multiple digital asset classes by staking the native XPRT token. We also have Osmosis, which is a layer 1 proof-of-stake blockchain developed using Cosmos SDK, which is optimized for automated market makers or AMMs. One of its products is also called Osmosis, which is an automated market maker for swapping tokens from the Cosmos ecosystem as well as from a range of selected and integrated third-party blockchains. Also, we have another addition to one of our public portfolios, which is Axler, an interoperability protocol that connects several blockchains with a variety of consensus mechanisms. Axler utilizes the Axler virtual machine or AVM as a proof-of-stake transport layer. Users can send and reserve messages across network, call functions cross-chain, and manage interchain application deployments. And another one of our favorite projects is Akashi Network, which is on the Cosmos Network, a super cloud and decentralized peer-to-peer marketplace for cloud compute, and provides a fast, efficient, and low-cost application deployment solution. Now, it is important to highlight that the featured crypto projects highlighted are some of the best performing ones from a price perspective as well as from development perspective and usage. There are many more projects on the Cosmos ecosystem. See links in the description that will point you in the right direction for you to go and review additional Cosmos ecosystem projects and dApps. There have been recent proposals to revise the Atom tokenomics that were subsequently rejected as part of Cosmos 2.0. So, while the decent projects on Cosmos seem to be doing well, what will it take for Cosmos' Atom coin to start accumulating value from its growing ecosystem? Will tinkering with the tokenomics do the trick? We'll cover that in our conclusion. Let's move on to Polkadot. Now, when it comes to Polkadot, here on this channel, we realized quite early that the parachain model was flawed, but then if we did, it goes without saying as well that the Polkadot leadership and top engineers not governing is a top dude when it comes to his stuff. He must have seen this a long while ago, and he saw it coming miles and miles away. Here on Switch5.tv, we actually highlighted some of the issues we saw with the parachain model at the onset of the bear market. In the end, it became clear that when the market is down, the demand for either DOT or the KSM coin plummets as well, meaning that projects applying for parachain slots through the parachain slot model do not need to lock up that much KSM or DOT to win a slot. I mean, in the past we've complained that long auction slots were won by less than 10 KSM. That's ridiculous. Whereas during the peak of the bull run, you're talking of hundreds of thousands of KSM that were winning a slot. Now, less than 10. That's ridiculous. Anyway, this then meant that during bear markets, the inflationary nature of the DOT coin is encountered by an equal amount of buying pressure from users willing to lock their coins, DOT or KSM, in order to take part in parachain auction. But that is not the only reason why Polkadot is set to reinvent itself. To unpick this one, let's jump into what Polkadot is before we get to where it's now heading. What is Polkadot? Polkadot is a blockchain network designed to support various interconnected application-specific subchains called parachain. Polkadot and all the parachains connected to its relay chain are built using its unique language called Substrate. It's also not pointing out that Gavin Wood was the co-founder of Ethereum and he pretty much wrote Substrate. And over Ethereum, he developed the Solidity language. So he's a smart guy and he knows what he's doing. Again, that is just my own opinion. The relay chain does not support application functionality, but instead provides security to the network's parachains and also contains Polkadot's consensus, finality, and voting logic. Now, there's been issues around the voting mechanism as well on Polkadot. That's a subject for another video. It's not for this video here. Now, recently Polkadot's co-founder Gavin Wood announced Polkadot's switch to Blockspace. This is a sign that Polkadot is going way beyond traditional blockchains. For those who may not have watched our video on Robert Habermeyer's blog on Blockspace last year, don't worry, let's give you a heads up here. What is Blockspace? Blockspace is the capacity of a blockchain to finalize and commit operations. As an ephemeral good, Blockspace is an on-demand resource. You need it now or you don't need it at all. It must be utilized on availability or it's simply wasted. Let's take Ethereum's virtual machine for example. Blockchain within a single block on Ethereum is metered via gas and quantitatively parceled out to programs on the amount of computation performed and storage used. That's how you get your exorbitant gas fees. Just means block space on Ethereum is too expensive. That's a sign of inefficiency in some quarters. Block space is characterized by the quality, which means high quality block space ensures that a permanent state is established on execution, which also demonstrates extreme security. Another characteristic is block space availability, which is determined by the supply and demand, which then suggests that block space available only at certain times due to serious structural issues is of poor quality and therefore less security. Think of your Solana just stopping for 8 hours, 4 hours. The block space there is of poor quality in this case. This leads to less guarantees of permanence. So if a blockchain does that, you cannot be guaranteed that the record is permanent because someone has got to switch off the network and switch it back on, and there might be transactions that could be lost. So the quality of block space on Solana based on previous records is poor quality. Flexibility, that's another characteristic. Flexible block space not only caters for user submitted transactions but also accommodates proactive operations. So like on Ethereum and Bitcoin at the moment, the block space is only required when a user makes a request. There is nothing like being proactive or things just happening before programs make requests. So again, that's not ideal when you are talking of efficient block space. So what does this switch in focus matter for Polkadot? One could say this was the plan all along and that's not a pivot at all. An awareness of block space ecosystems and the attributes of block space they provide is a logical evolution for blockchain technology to create Web3 adoption at scale and helping bring the value of blockchain closer to its end users. A single blockchain cannot scale to meet the needs of truly global activity and provide the diversity of value that developers, businesses, and consumers require. Similarly, Blockspace offerings based on a single blockchain can't deliver the types of seamless user experiences current internet users have come to expect. That is huge. If you want mass adoption, the benefits they've got to be a lot better than the current Web 2, which is the current internet. Polkadot's relay chain architecture and shared security model, along with cross-consensus messaging or XCM, have implemented the connective tissue of shared security and composability necessary for a healthy Blockspace ecosystem. Polkadot is aiming to utilize both the parachain model and the on-demand parathread model for Blockspace production. In our previous video, we're actually pointing at ephemeral blockchains, which could be your 30-minute blockchain or your 30-second blockchain. Quite possible. A blockchain that only exists to supply block space that can only be utilized for 30 seconds and that's it. Or you might have a dApp or a layer 1 that only utilizes block space for 30 seconds per 24-hour period. It's quite possible. All those are use cases that are coming with this development that Polkadot is bringing forward. By meeting the diverse requirements of developers, businesses, and end users, Polkadot's blockchain ecosystem is enabling Web3 to reach its full potential. To this end, Polkadot is unlocking new use cases across industries, providing tangible value to end users beyond the killer apps of previous innovation cycles. Interesting. Bringing it all back together, there are a couple of key conclusions to make here, guys. The first one is, as far as Cosmos network is concerned, as long as there are strong blockchains coming to build on Cosmos, the network will continue to grow regardless of whether the Atom coin is accumulating value or not. In other words, whether it's increasing in price or not. In this video, we've just shared with you some of the best projects on Cosmos, not all but some of them, and so far, very impressive indeed. We're talking of the likes of Injective, Osmosis, Resistance, Akashi Network, very impressive. I don't think it matters much whether the Atom coin grows unless you hold it, of course, then your portfolio might suffer. In Polkadot's case, this looks a simple progression from traditional block space production to a more thoughtful, smart way of producing and utilizing block space from a blockchain network that sits at the tip of cutting-edge technology, that is Polkadot. The same could be said of Cosmos, of course. In other words, this is a well-timed progress in preparation for mass adoption. Smart move from Polkadot. What do you guys think? Are you worried that Polkadot's shift in focus might take the project down an alleyway and you're not happy about that? Let us know in the comment section. Do you think Cosmos will ever get past the antagonism between developers and its wider community? We witnessed a vote that did not go anywhere because some within the community did not agree with the way the tokenomics were being revised by the team. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comment section. Until next time, this is FD bringing you more gold dust when it comes to what matters for your crypto journey. Until next time, bye for now.